Hi guys, welcome to Thursday on Witches for Wellness. I'm going to be talking today to you about coronary heart disease because coronary heart disease is a big problem here in England. According to the Department of Health, although coronary heart disease is preventable, it actually kills more than 110,000 people in England every year. Is that not ridiculous? More than 1.4 million people suffer from angina, which is pressure or pain in the chest area, and 275,000 people have had a heart attack annually. Just in England, not in the United Kingdom, in England. It's ridiculous. What is coronary heart disease? Well, basically, coronary heart disease is when your coronary arteries, so when your heart's blood supply basically, is blocked or interrupted due to fatty deposits in the arteries themselves. Now, over time, the walls of the arteries can become sort of furred up with these fatty deposits, which are called atheroma, and the process of the furring up of the arteries is called atherosclerosis. Now, if the coronary arteries do become narrowed because of a build-up of fatty deposits, then this can, this basically means that the blood supply to the heart is restricted, which can then lead to chest pains or angina. If the blood flow becomes completely blocked, then this is what leads to a heart attack, or as medics call it, a myocardial infarction. But it's not all doom and gloom, because there are some lifestyle changes that you can make to improve your chances and lower the risks and lower your chances of developing coronary heart disease. And these are your usual bog standard live healthy ones. Eat a proper diet, make sure you're getting lots of vitamins and minerals. Vitamin E actually has been linked to the reduction of developing heart problems and things, so make sure you're getting plenty of vitamin E. Don't smoke. It's always a biggie, but maybe not for the reasons that you were expecting. Basically, when you smoke, you double your chances of developing coronary heart disease. If you quit smoking and you haven't smoked for 2 to 3 years, then your risk of developing CHD actually drops down again to the same level as a person who has never smoked. So it is something to think about, sort of giving up smoking. But why smoking is particularly bad for your cardiovascular system, apart from the tar buildup and all of those other things, nicotine actually raises your blood pressure because it causes your body to release adrenaline. And this in itself makes your blood vessels constrict. So just imagine if you're already getting that build-up of fatty deposits which are constricting your blood vessels, and then the nicotine are making your blood vessels constrict even further. You know, it's kind of just common sense. Exercise, as always, exercise is so important. Cardiovascular exercise. You've got to remember that your heart is a muscle, so don't ignore that when you're doing your workouts. You know, you focus on your other muscles and you're like, yes, I must have beautiful biceps and, you know, sort my lats out. Don't forget the biggest and probably one of the most important muscles in the body, which is the heart. The same thing goes, you don't want to be overworking it, because you can damage it through overworking like any other muscle, but you need to be giving your heart a workout. You need to be doing like 30 minutes cardiovascular stuff 4 to 6 days a week, really, as a bare minimum. I know we don't all do it, but we should. And you know, I'm just trying to give you light a fire under your bum you know, for reasons why we should be doing these things. Okay, it is a biggie. What else can you do? I mean, your diet is so important. Like I said, with the vitamins and minerals and making sure you're getting all of those things. There are certain foods that can lead to good heart health. Things like eating oil-rich fish. They're full of omega-3 fatty acids, which are brilliant for the cardiovascular system. But think about how you're preparing your food as well. You know, you want to be baking your fish, you want to be grilling it, you want to be poaching it. You don't want to be going to the chippy and eating fried fish, because that's just going to boost your chances of developing cardiovascular problems like strokes and things. So, you know, bit of common sense, guys. Also, tea and cocoa. These are brilliant. If you studies have shown that if you drink 3 cups of black brewed tea, which I think is about 750 millilitres a day, then actually I think it's the bioflavonoids, I can never say this, but basically they have a positive effect on the cardiovascular system. And also things like cocoa and chocolate, obviously if you have it in moderation, but they are good for developing a healthy heart. Oats and oat bran. Now these are, you know, you can get oats wherever you are. You know, they're not expensive, they're not difficult to get hold of. And why these are good is because they have a soluble fibre in them, which is called beta-glucan. And what happens there is this soluble fibre basically binds the LDL, the bad cholesterol, into the bowels and stops it from being reabsorbed into the blood. Celery. Celery is also brilliant because it's got this 3N-butyl phthalate in it, which is really good for your cardiovascular system. And it's actually been shown that about eating 4 ribs of celery a day can actually help to lower your blood pressure levels. So celery is another awesome one. Pomegranates. Pomegranates are great for your cardiovascular system, and also, you know, they're exciting to eat, aren't they, pomegranates? But basically, studies have shown that drinking pomegranate juice can lower your levels of LDL cholesterol, which is that bad cholesterol. And even though the mechanism of the pomegranate action isn't yet completely understood, it's thought that basically it's got a strong antioxidant potential from the polyphenols that are in it. So eat pomegranates, they're brilliant. Also things with lots of folates in, so asparagus and green leafy vegetables and things. These are great for lowering what are called homocysteine levels. Now, if you have high homocysteine levels anyway, then this is an independent risk factor. So make sure you're getting lots of green leafy vegetables. And also, you know, they're full of great things like vitamin B6 and B12. Vitamin B12 usually coming from animal products, and if you're following like a vegetarian or a vegan diet, then you want to just make sure that you are getting enough B vitamins. Okay, well, that's all I have to really say on the matter. If you've got any questions, please let me know. Please get in touch. And failing that, I will wish you a beautiful and blessed day, and I will see you next Thursday. Have a great one. Bye.